What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? I'm over here smiling like I'm just a kid or something. It is MC Shakie, mcshakielive. This is story time, part 19. Um, Shout out to everybody who is part of Sip Nation and everything that's been going on. This this particular um story time is sponsored by. Girl, what am I promoting? I guess I don't even know if I'm promoting. I'm not promoting. I'm just promoting my stuff. So don't. Let's see what I got out. What's the green? Oh well, look us up. The Gospel Bounce album. Okay, so this actual story time is sponsored by MC Shakie, The Beat from Heaven. It is available on all your streaming platforms that you might use, your titles, your iTunes, your Apple Music, YouTube Music, Beat from Heaven. It's a gospel bounce album that I put together. So that's what it's sponsored by. So the sponsor is Shaky. I love y'all. What's going on? I always say y'all I love y'all because I really do. I'm sorry. I wanted to do this yesterday. I apologize. I did not get an opportunity to do it yesterday. I just kind of got tied up on Instagram Live because of a lot of stuff that's going on, and I wanted to address it at the time. I'm not on Instagram Live as much, trust me. And what I do think is pertinent from Instagram Live, I take it, I bring it over here. So shout out to my moms who do a great job, and shout out to you, because without you, I would just be here talking to myself. So I love y'all. So always, I'm sorry. As always, hit the like button, hit that damn like button, hit the share button, and comment when y'all see the videos. Make sure y'all tell everybody. I've been getting a lot of good responses from the videos, and so that's why I keep doing them because y'all like them. It's therapeutic for me as well, just to talk about what I have been through and some of the things that I've seen, witnessed, and had a part of. I will say this, just a little update that the Sip Nation is very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? They're detectives. And they find out stuff, and somebody even figured out that the parts were made up. People are coming to me and are actually clarifying. I was like, no, Shaky, we know this is what happened because blank, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, ooh. So even when I see, because people starting to get, as far as finding out who's and what's and trying to figure out stuff. I mean, some things I did give real names for because it was like, fuck them, I don't care. Some things I didn't. And some people were like, whatever, whatever. So I get all kind of, and you know me, I'm petty. I read every message, every comment. And so, not on here right now, but I read a lot of the stuff. And so what I do is go back and see what people have been and said. And, some people have figured out that it was like, no, you ain't talking about no rapper from Shreveport. We know exactly what you're talking about. Then this is who it is, and oh, we know him, and this stuff like that. They actually, I actually got in touch with somebody who actually, as we talked about Mike, Lawrence today, for my first video, they actually went find not only the news article, but also the obituary. Am I pronouncing that right? So this was like, I was like, wow, they found it. I couldn't find it when I initially looked for it. Where is it? Okay. Yikes. Next page. So I couldn't even find it when I was looking for it. But they went and find it. So this is this was his obituary, if y'all want to see it. So thank y'all. Shout out to him and his family. I don't want to show all that because whatever. But he was he's just, I mean, life is what I can't tell people how to feel about certain things, but I will say that life is what it is. People are who they are, and even he was whatever happened. So he was killed. So somebody did find out from a shout out. They found out. Oh girl, they sent me pictures of cup, and it was just like we are trolling him. I was like, no, girl, don't do that. But so it's all kind of stuff. Okay, so oh girl, they figured out a few other people too, and I was like, okay, and I have literally made up names and stuff and switched it up, and so that's the thing. So the people have done stuff here, and they've found out stuff, and so which is cool. I ain't tripping. Hey, I like, if I feel like I've done something when I figured it out myself. So if you figured it out, cool. If you're not, I'm not. If I've talked about it, I'm not finna just here and stuff like that. I just happened to be up there and to do it and just to kind of honor his memory because he was somebody that meant something to me, um even in while we went through what we went through. At a time in my life. I don't want his family to think a lesser of him or something like that, or lesser of his memory, because of course I think that, and I say this all the time, I don't think that he's this or he's that, but what he is somebody who meant something to me. And so, oh, okay, the turn for the I'm watching because this is my team, girl. Let me put her. The Patriots are on. I'm not a Saints fan. Before y'all get on me, I am from New Orleans, but well, they said they don't want me from New Orleans. They want me from Mexico, some fucking way, I guess. I don't know. New York, I guess. I'll take New York. Alabama, some fucking way. But I'm a Patriots fan, and my Patriots are playing, and they're losing right now, but they're going to win because I am a fan. All right. So enough of the chit chat. Thank y'all for shooting the shit with me for a few minutes. But we are going to talk about, this is Prison Story 19. Now, I did mention in the last video that this one is going to be kind of weird like because it only talks about a certain segment that actually happened chronologically within the scope of what I was talking about before. The reason I'm talking about it now is so I could just have it make a little more sense. It makes a little more sense to me because I was talking about the state. And this part, even albeit not as maybe juicy as the other part, that has a little juice in it too. But this part maybe not as juicy as the last parts. It talks about the change of my mentality and my change of my ideology and my change of looking at prison from the state to the feds. So this will be like the transition period. And so I want y'all to also understand exactly what I was going through. All right. So at some point in the state, while I was at Claiborne Parish Detention Center, I learned that the feds were going to actually, in fact, pick up my charges, pick up charges that I had with them. There were some charges that I had in Texas, as well as some things. There was state line stuff and all kind of fraud stuff that I was doing that the feds decided that they was going to fuck with. And so while at Claiborne, remember I tell you this is how Warden Sumner tried to make me, he used that to build a case on me to take my job away. But I actually went, while there, I came down from way up there. They did a transport and transported me down to be arraigned in the feds. And I was there. I did that. Once I was arraigned, I of course pled not guilty. And I was then now charged by the federal government. They gave me a charge of conspiracy to possess counterfeit securities, as well as a few other things that ended up getting dropped. Initially, I'm trying to think about what my initial charges were. It was a long list of stuff they was just trying to get me for. The Fed thing scared me. It literally scared me. I can honestly say I've never been just in utter fear in my life than hearing how the feds not only could do a lot of things to you, but also how much information they had on you. So it was very like the whole the time I did in the state was just time, and my charges in the state were just charges, and my crimes in the state were just crime. But when the feds picked it up, it was a mental thing of like, oh my God, this is real. the United States government has an issue with you. And it's like my mentality for the U.S. government always came from this. Like they have unlimited resources. They have unlimited resources, unlimited funds. Like this, like I knew this was big shit, and I shit you not, all the knife fights and fighting and all the foolishness and fuckery that I had been through in the state was not even amounting to me just going into the United States Federal Building down in downtown New Orleans and going in front of Judge Kurt D. Engelhardt and him telling me this is what the United States government has charged you with. This is what we can. These charges carry this, and that, and this is what's happening. Nothing is as scary as that. Uh, yeah, and it will say your name versus the United States. It says it's just like that. The paperwork, all my paperwork says the United States versus Rodney Roussell. All right, so this is what happened jail wise. There were times and periods where I had to spend long times in the what's the word I'm looking for? In the pretrial component of it. Now, at the time, I do not know if they do this now, but this is what they do. This is what they did then. There is no detention center for the feds for the Eastern District of Louisiana, which I had got my charges in, which is the one in New Orleans. So what they do is contract with local jails to hold federal inmates. So that are not sentenced yet. The ones that they have were St. Charles, St. John the Baptist, Tangible Hole, St. Tammany, and St. Bernard. Those were the 5 that they had. When I first got into the federal pretrial system, I was housed at St. Charles Parish Detention Center in Edgar, I think, and placed on the federal tier. The first thing that I noticed was that they were not on the prison rule thing. And the mentality, and now when I said that, I'm talking about the inmates. The other inmates that I was around were not worried about, like they didn't care about me sitting down peeing. They didn't care about me facing the wall of shower. Like this wasn't even on their mind. But I understand that some of these people, generally the federal government can give you life. I don't think they can kill you unless it's like treason or something. But there's a death penalty clause in the feds. But most people, and also this, if the feds got you, you're facing pretty much no less than 10 years. So the people I was around are all facing time. Everybody I'm around is facing time. So their mentality is definitely not on what's going on as far as what Shakie doing or who Dick Shakie trying to touch and all this other stuff like that. So initially, being there with those people, they treated me not as a prison host so much, but just a gay prison man. I guess. So I didn't even have like a nigga or a boyfriend. Now, because I was coming from the state, I always had, like, I was so used to having a man, I wanted one. And so, but they just wasn't going. So the niggas in the federal pretrial where I was at, I guess the niggas that did want to go, it's like not even close to their mind. Your mind is focused on trying to see how you can get out of the grasp and the cusp of the United States federal government. And so this is what it was. Now, some things in prison that people do to pass time were still there. We still play cards, we still gamble, we still watch sports a lot. So this was just part of the prison routine. While at St. Charles, though, St. Charles looked like this. It was a guard station right here, and there was all right, so this is, I know this was B, and I think that was C, D, and that's probably A, and this is the guard station. So, it kind of looked like this, as far as the units are concerned. I don't know if I can see that. let me do it like this. Hold on. And so, like somebody said, what is this about? The title of the video says Prison Story number 19. What do you think it's about? All right. If you didn't watch 18 yet, go watch 18. But it's come back as I'm saying. So you walk in and you go to your unit. Now here were like big old sliding doors between units. Now let me say something. This is what I want y'all to understand. These are big old sliding doors. I cannot draw, so that's like one talent that I do not possess. So I could stand at this door and we could talk through these doors kind of sort of across the hall as somebody that's standing at the door right here. So that's how the unit was set up. All right. So, okay, let me show you something. So this might have been the feds, but this was the state, and this was the trustee unit. So I was here, and this is a state dorm, this is a state dorm, and this is a trustee dorm. Got that? I don't know if y'all can see it good. All right. So, I got scared when they were telling me, Shakie, this the feds. They gonna do what they want. You might as well not waste your money on a lawyer. I was like, cool. So initially, my lawyer told me, so I was like, all right, let me just try that. And so initially, the public defender told me, yeah, this is what they told me, I swear to God. He came to me and said, excuse me, it was a woman. I'm so sorry. It was a woman. Her name is Cynthia. Shout out to Cynthia. I like her. She tried, she good. She didn't cut no corners, but she said, bitch, oh, thank you for the $5, Miss Ryan's chapter 36. Girl, is you, oh, all right. Thank you so much. So this is what happened. They told me, don't, whatever, it's the feds. It's gonna go by your guidelines and your points and all this other stuff and do this and do that. And I'm like, okay, all right, we're gonna try that. But when I first went there and she was like, okay, so listen. She was like, I'm gonna do my best to get you 30 years. I'm like, 30, I'm thinking, 30 days. Months? 30 months? Oh, okay. And it was like 30 years. She's like, I'm gonna do my best to get you 30 years. And so, at that point, I was like, okay, Shakie sitting in somebody's jailhouse for 30 years is not cute. And so she then told me that, well, you only do 85%. This is what she told me. You only do 85% in the phase. I'll see if I can get you some program so you can get a year off, which means I would have ended up doing 23 years. And then she was like, if you could get the state time run, wow, you've been doing it. I had been out like 4 or 5 years in the state. She was like, you could be home in 20 years. And I said, ma'am, you are crazy. So I got back into the union, and after I cried like a baby and cried some more, I got up. I think I cried another some more, but cried and cried and cried. I called my sister. When I had left, true, I know if I told y'all what I did, I had put some money by my friend Eric, I put some money by my sister, and I put some money by my mama, just in case of these things. And I called my sister, and I said, listen, sis, the money that you have for me, please go give me a lawyer. Because this lady talking about that I could be home in 20 years. And that's just, nobody was ever hurt by my crime. Nobody was ever nobody was ever in any type of fear for life. Nobody was hurt physically. If somebody was hurt financially, They had insurance. It was corporations, the government, pretty much. Uh, and so my sister agreed with me and went ahead and we hired a lawyer by the name of Mr. Shapiro, who's Italian. It cost me about $15,000 of the fraud money to acquire this lawyer and to help me navigate that. I'm the type of person that I was worried and very worried. And so I would worry. I lost weight. I lost sleep. I could not think. Just my whole equilibrium was off. My mentality was off. I was having sleepless, crying nights, just because of the intimidation that you feel from the feds, because they were pressuring me to tell on somebody. They were very, very. They wanted to know who my source was. You couldn't have did this yourself. You're not that smart. Who is the person that's giving you the credit card numbers and all this other stuff like that? So they want to know this. And honestly, I told them I got it from Walla Walla, Washington. And they were like, Walla Walla, Washington? Bitch. This is the crazy part. The feds actually follow up on every lead. If you tell them you got something from Kalamazoo, they're going to go to Kalamazoo or try to find out who in Kalamazoo or contact the Kalamazoo field office and try to see it. So it's going to give them a lot of stuff to do. Oh, thank you, sisters. All right, $25 titty bop time. So, cause somebody said shaky equals HIV, bitch. Bitch, I'm too big for HIV, bitch. I wish you tell my belly I got HIV, bitch, so that I can lose some of these pounds, bitch. I need an HIV tummy tuck, bitch. So, so, don't worry about that. So, just a little, just a little too healthy for the H, the I, and the V sister. So, I was worried. I was scared. And I was out my top as far as mental wise. I was like not feeling that stuff. And so my sister and everybody was around me was like, listen, you paid a lawyer, let the lawyer handle it. You do what the lawyer says. That's not your job. Stop worrying. Find you something to do. And so what I did was I got deep, deep, deep into my books. I would do a little gambling and stuff here, but not even that. The poker stuff wasn't even in front of me. I met a white guy by the name of Prince. I do not know where he is. I know he's from Mississippi. And I know he sold drugs, but he actually helped me get my jailhouse chess game up. So I knew how to play chess because I knew the rules and stuff like that. And I was pretty good at chess, but I wasn't great at chess. I'm great now. And I think I could got John and Prince to thank for that. So I started focusing on chess and stuff like that. I the fans have unlimited resources, so they take their time with stuff. So even me going through that was like a literal year of stuff for going through. Um, so I still wanted a nigga, and so what I would do with these niggas is what I would do is spend a lot of time in the window talking to the niggas in the state who liked the punks. So and they wanted to go. I just couldn't be around them because the feds, we couldn't have no contact with the niggas from the state. And I met a little dude that I thought was cute or whatever. And we would do some like we would stand in the window all day talking to each other. When he'd be in the shower, he'd be jacking off him and I'd be jacking off and stuff. Let's just call him. I had a fake name list somewhere, and I don't have his name on there because I didn't even think I was gonna talk about him, but I just remembered him. Let's just call him Bug, B-U-G. And Bug was like we was joking. We was just doing a lot of writing and foolishness and fuckery. As far as that, I was into writing my book. I was into doing those things like that to try to keep my mind off of what the feds was trying to do. The feds. So that's just kind of how my time passed at this point, trying not to worry um, about what was going on, which was almost impossible, but I kind of managed. The feds, though, I found, which was different from the state, in the state, they just want to pass time however it could come. Whatever you get into to pass your time, that's what it is. In feds, this is what they want to do. Mostly, they want to pass time by making money. So they always found ways to make money in the feds, and this was crazy. Even as far as tickets, tickets was as far as doing gambling tickets. They had people playing gambling from in there, looking at the things and putting it together, mathematical things. They had people doing stocks from inside there. There was all this stuff going on. But this is another hustle that I kind of got on, and I'm going to show you how it matters as the story goes along. The prison pen pal websites, the niggas in the feds was really, really on this too. And so what they would do is they'll what they do is call this thing called fishing. Now I'm not trying to tell y'all that it was a hustle, just to be honest with you. But this don't dissuade you from going to those. But there's these like prison pen pals websites, and what they would do is go put an ad on the prison pen pal website, and people were right. A lot of times people, I guess, are interested in what goes on in the prison world, but not really what go, like, you know what I'm saying? But they'll write inmates from outside. There may be some lonely men or women or whatever the case may be, or whatever the situation. Some people just were interested. 'Cause a lot of people, they would get letters like, how is it in there? And this is what goes on. How does this happen? And what does this occur? So this became, though, from them a hustle because they were trying to hit, which is get somebody to send them some coins. I'm a Patriot fan. That's why I'm watching. And I'm trying to make sure that the Patriots win this game. And hopefully they do. Because I'm a Patriot fan. So, I don't know. You a Raven fan? I don't got a problem with the Ravens. The Ravens are one team that's not intimidated by us. But they're going to lose tonight. Hopefully. So, sorry for getting off subject. I try not to do that. All right. So, the deal was, this is how they come in. I was good with writing, with the pen and stuff like that, as far as just kind of whatever. As y'all can remember, in the state, I used to write them niggas letters for them a lot of times. And so, yeah, this I can't show it because they'll give me a copyright, whatever. So I gotta put some kind of with me, so just bear with me. And so, with that being said, I've gotten to me and a couple of guys that was doing it. I would help with the orchestration of how the letters was doing, and I would do that. In exchange, we would split some of the money that came in comparison to what it was. Meaning that I had to make sure the letters was tight, the letters sounded good, everything was good, this, that, and the other. Also, too, if any homosexual men were right, they would automatically give me those letters. That was just my little realm. And I pretty much couldn't get any money that came in from those. So we had like this little cartel, and this is what we were doing. I'm just being real. Do I think this is right? Do I think this is what's the word I'm looking for? Like a moral? No. Is it what happened? Yeah. So, this is kind of like another little part about this. All right. So, in the trustee unit was a dude that I knew from the state by the name of Wayne. And Wayne worked on outside. Shout out to Wayne. I talked to Wayne actually the other day, and I asked him if I could use his real name, and this ain't told me yet. But because we never messed around, so it's not even like I got to work. But I didn't want people to think that because people gonna start saying stuff. But Wayne, so Wayne was in jail. And I was in jail. I knew him from the state already. We had served time together somewhere before. And Wayne was outworked on the kitchen or some fucking way that he would, not kitchen, some kind of maintenance or grass cutting crew or somewhere where he would go into the town of wherever St. Charles is and cut grass or whatever the hell he did. When he come in, he'd always have some cigarettes or something. And so by us being in the phase, we couldn't go trustee, meaning we had to stay in the unit 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Everything they brought for us. The only time we left the unit was generally like yard call or something. And so Wayne would bring me some cigarettes, of which I didn't smoke, so I sold. And I was making a little pretty penny like that. Me and Wayne was kind of whatever. I sent him some money, and he bring me a pack, and I doubled the pack of the money. A cigarette, which is like a cigarette that, like a real world cigarette, like a Camel, in there would probably go for like $75. So a little bitty skeeter leg of broke tobacco, that was like $20. But people was paying it because they really want to smoke. And so I literally made a killing fucking with Wayne with this cigarette thing. I want you to know that. All right. So I get a letter one time from a homosexual, and we'll just call her Tracy. Tracy was from Jackson, Mississippi, but lived closer to the southern end of Mississippi. I forgot exactly where it was. Um, and so initially she had wrote responding to an ad from one of my homeboys that was in a little letter cartel with me. And she wrote him, and that's initially her response. I had to write the letter back to her, the response letter, and um I was in the process of doing it. So it's within my possession. Like if a letter came from homosexual, they look at it, oh here, shake hand of that. And that's what I would do. Um so then so that was done. That's how I met Tracy. All right. Things got weird for me when there was an issue with a cigarette shipment and with a guy there, I forgot his name, and something like that. Like I don't know if he ran it on me. I don't know what the fuck happened, but all I know was that Wayne didn't come back from off his job one day, and I'm in the window looking for him, and the next thing I know, I'm being locked up. And they're saying, well, we know you selling cigarettes, and I'm like, I don't know what y'all talking about, but we know you selling cigarettes, blah blah blah, etc. etc. Um, they didn't find cigarettes on me, but they just found a lot of stuff in my locker as far as like commissary items that I did not have what they call a receipt for. I didn't have receipts for it. Of course, I didn't have receipts for it because this is what it was. If I say, for instance, I don't give you a receipt when you buy an illegal cigarette. Cigarettes were illegal on the compound, but when you go to the commissary, they give you a receipt. But if I have a bunch of commissaries, so say for instance, you want um, say for instance, you want a cigarette from me, and it's $50. Okay, you got to give me $50 worth of commissary items. And so, boom. So I would get the commissary and not the actual. I would have the receipt, of course. And so they charged me with having a lot of commissary without receipts. They was like, we don't know what you're doing. We think it's cigarettes, but you could be loan sharking. You could be doing anything like that. And so they was like, we just know you got something going on. And so what they wanted to do was ship me. Now, because I didn't have a receipt for a lot of my commissary items that I had got legitimately through hustling for cigarettes, they took all my shit. And so they sent me to St. John the Baptist Parish, which was LaPlace Prison. All right. So this, which was on the federal tier there. Now, the tier here was very, very small. It was very, very small. And I'm going to get into what it was as I go along. But the tier was small. And I made a little diagram of it. And so, hold on. Yeah, they ship you for anything. So this is how the diagram was. This is a catwalk. They could walk here. This is a catwalk. They could walk here. And these were every different cell. This is the first place, too, I went where the shower was in the cell. This is the day room. And what they would do every night, every morning, they would come and they would just like rack everybody back. So you could go back and forth between the day room and different cells all day until nighttime come, they lock the cells. And then you can't go anymore. But this is the first place I had with this much privacy. So I was like, oh, child, this is cute when I first got there. But this is the point. This is what they did try to do. This is what they did try to do. They tried to blues me because I came with the write-up of like running like some illegal operation or something. And it was just doing too much. They froze like I could not make store. I could not they was trying to watch me to see the thief. I guess to see if I was bringing in contraband or something like that. So they had me punished here from whole nother camp, which was excruciatingly stupid. In my property though, I did have the letter from Tracy. Now, I want to tell this story, and I'm gonna explain it to y'all, but understand what I'm telling you about Tracy is literally, yeah, I gotta tell it like this. It's kind of hard to tell you this chronologically, because I would get all sidetracked and stuff, so understand what I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you about Tracy and how this happened, but it's going on over a period of time. So I don't want y'all to think it just happened in one day. So I get there, and because I don't have stuff, it's like I'm like really on some shit. Like, where my shit at? I need to do something. So I'm calling my sister. I'm trying to get stuff done. Whatever. And it's kind of hard because this is what all was happening. I have money locked up. They didn't want me to touch things like that. And so initially I got my sister to put a couple dollars in somebody else's account there. Um, and then they made the store for me, and that's what it was. Um, but what I did was my money that I tend to work with was no longer available to me, and so I needed my shit. And so, but what I did have was the letter from Tracy. So I was like, let me try something. Just whether it's a will or wait. So I put the pen to paper and I sit down and wrote Tracy a letter, and I'm like, look, I know you responded to this, but that's my homeboy. I got shipped. I just happen to see you, blase, blase, blase. Do you have any type of friends or something that you could put me on? And so Tracy hits back. She writes back, and she says, "Well, no, I don't have any." I say she, but it's really he. It's a homosexual. Okay, so understand that. I say she because she's a feminine homosexual. I'm gonna say that. So Tracy write back, and he said, something to the effect of, "Well, no, but your homeboy don't write me no more." Which I know he don't write you no more because he was not interested in punks, and I was just writing those letters trying to hit. And so I was like, okay, well, cool, like blah, blah. And then, oh no, in the letter she wrote back, it was like, well, here's my number and call me. Now, this is like kind of like the hard part because if I call Tracy and I just talk like Shakie, Tracy, I need somebody that's gonna run right quick. I need somebody that's gonna handle my business. I need somebody that's gonna do the things I need to do, and y'all gonna find out a little later why. So I called Tracy back, and bitch, I put on my trade voice. What's that, love? What's up, Tracy? How you doing? You heard me? I put on that voice, and so I'm giving Tracy all kind of, man, yeah, you sound sexy and shit, man. What's that? All kind of stuff like that. I'm giving Tracy all those C's, bitch. I'm giving Tracy, man, what's that, man? You sound sexy. Play with that booty for me. Let me play with that booty. All kind of stuff. Yes, I'm giving Shakie degrees. Oh, you from you from Instagram. Oh, you from Instagram. You know who degrees is, bitch. You from Instagram. So I'm giving Tracy these types of teas, bitch. I mean, no sap, bitch. I know what I need to do. Short shit stink. Because I'm a punk myself. A messy punk. Because I'm a messy punk myself, I know everything that Tracy wants to hear. That's why I'm saying my accent and stuff, they say this, all that stuff like that. Oh, you're not from New Orleans, bitch. Girl, I could turn on white girl. I could turn on Brandon Zipper. I could turn on country. I probably could be a voice actor. But, okay. Long story short. So, bitch, because I'm fucking with Tracy, guess what this bitch do? This bitch, I tell her this, I kind of let her know the situation. And so she was like, well, tell me who account, what number it is. So I got her to put some money in my boy account. But Tracy didn't stop there. I was really hardcore, like, giving her the business. Like, man, yeah, son. Like, man, son, I'm loving you, mama. Like, man, this what I call every day. I start fussing about something. Man, why you answer the phone? You heard me? Answer that fucking phone, son. You tripping. Man, answer that phone. When I fucking call, I don't care what the fuck you doing. Answer the phone. Now, honestly, Tracy claimed that she did hair. This is honest to God true. She claimed that she did hair. But I don't know. Because the bitch never seemed to be doing hair, but the bitch kept money. In my mind, I think the bitch was doing fraud. I don't know this for 100% fact, but if I knew, used to doing fraud my damn self, the bitch had time and money, and that's what you get when you do fraud. So, this is what the bitch started doing. The bitch started sending my magazines. The bitch started getting my shit together. The bitch started handling her fucking business. And I'm not gonna lie, shout out to Tracy. She ran like a motherfucking racehorse. The bitch didn't miss a beat. If they had a beat, that bitch ain't miss it. That bitch was bouncing up and down like a basketball when it come down to the come down. All right. So this is the part that, no sap, this is the part that got kind of weird. Because Tracy wants to visit me. And so I'm really a sissy. I am really, literally, when I got on this tent, I'm going to talk about that as I talk about what happened when I was there. Literally, I was the queen mother of that motherfucking tent. There was no other homosexual. There was a bisexual, but I'm going to get into that in a second because in the feds, you could do that too. But I was the only homosexual on this hill. I was the queen of this tip, bitch. I would trot up and down, bitch, in my little tight um thermos with my head held high, twisting and switching, bitch, and the bitch couldn't tell me nothing. So I was on the till with the niggas, but the niggas know that I'm a girl. So if Tracy won't visit me, I gotta act like a boy in front of Tracy. So the niggas was like, I don't know how to pull this off without them busting out laughing, because visit you got the whatever, whatever. But I'm like, you know what, fuck it. It is what it is. This bitch handling her business, whatever, whatever. Now eventually they got me to they got it to the point where um I was able to do my stuff right. But I didn't need Tracy anymore financially. But just, I ain't gonna lie, I liked the jokes with Tracy because I will always come and she'll always have some funny shit going on. Plus, she handled other exterior business that I have to bother my sister for. I had just, of course, took my sister then was probably thinking it was going to be able to keep their money, but because of that, my sister had to come up off of money that she probably was intending for herself to pay the lawyer. So I wasn't trying to bother them as much for stuff at the time as well. Whatever. And Tracy would love to handle that, and I'm pretty sure Tracy did fraud, so it made sense. Um, Fast forward a little bit, Tracy comes to visit. So bitch, I ain't gonna even lie to you. I'm like, fuck these niggas. I got to do what I got to do, bitch. And bitch, I swear to God, I acted like a man, bitch. I acted like a pure D man, bitch. I was a straight up thug. Like I'm switching, got my pants saying, "What's Zam, baby? Come get a girl." I get a girl a hug, a big old kiss in the mouth, making her feel fish, 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 fish. And so I'm like, yeah, man, I love you, man. I mean, fuck yeah, you really are my niggas. You really are homies. You heard me? Um, so, bitch. Okay, so Tracy, I think, does fall in love with who I am kind of supposed to be. All right. So this will happen. Eventually, I get shipped. No, 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 I'm lying. So eventually, I go to, in the feds, I eventually got sentenced from 30 years that they was trying to give me initially to they give me 10 years, 120 months. They ran concurrent with the state, meaning I had to do 8.5. But of course, y'all know I lost some good time in the state and all this other stuff like that. So I ended up doing 9 years in 1 month. I was supposed to do 8.5 years, which is 8 years and 6 months. I ended up doing 9 years in 1 month. So short to shorten it up. When I got my time, I told Tracy like, go ahead, son. I mean, like, I was fucked up, but I was just like, go. I was like, say, baby, you gotta just go. I'm gonna let you go. You know what I'm saying? It made no sense. I mean, to just like keep you like on lockdown and shit. You know what I'm saying? When I got all this time. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you hear me? I hit you up when I'm about to leave. You hear me? And so she was like, I don't want to leave you. I want to be with you. I'm like, nah, son. And I didn't need Tracy anymore, and I was already fucked up with my time. So I was just like, say, son, man, say, like, man, go ahead, like, you know what I'm saying? Spread your wings, fly or whatever, you heard me? And so I kind of sort of broke up with Tracy because I was just like, bitch, I got dicks around me. I need to worry about these dicks, girl. Me and you really looking for the same thing. It's just not really going to work. All right. Nah, I'm going to fast forward just a little bit because it matters only this. When I was about 6 months short in the phase, meaning 6 months short, meaning I was about six or so months to coming home, I just happened to say, you know what? Let me write this one and see what the fuck going on. So I wrote Tracy, and Tracy hit back. And I had started talking to her again much later, years later. But not on that type of time, not on that like us try type of time, but I was still talking in my voice. I was still in character, so to speak. And so, bitch, I was still like, yeah, so yeah, blah, 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 yeah, I'm about to come home, I'm about to be, blah, blah. And she was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And she was still know whatever, whatever. So she was like, I'll be excited to see you one time. I was like, cool. All right. So, funny story and true story. My release date, it was cool, and my sister was coming get me. Now, I literally had told Tracy, I was like, Tracy, I'm getting out on the 24th, but I was really getting out on the 19th. Now, I don't know how This bitch found out my real release date. But this also make me think the bitch was really doing fraud because bitch, I could like I would find out, but you're not supposed to be able to call up there and give it to him. So I don't know how the fuck this bitch actually found out, but she found out I was really getting out on December 19th. And bitch, okay, so my release date, bitch, I swear to God, I walk out there, bitch, and I see my sister, bitch. And I walk up to her, I'm like, oh yes, the bitch is back. And who do I see standing up there, girl? But Tracy, bitch. And so I immediately turned from the bitch is back to what's Zam love, man. And let me out earlier, heard me. Man, I miss you, mama. Heard me. I had my dreams at the time. um I'm swinging the bitches like, yeah. Let me see if I had a picture of me in the dreams. I know I do. It's somewhere, girl. Um Bitch, I had my little dreams at the time, girl. I was giving you trade. You know, my weight was good because, bitch, I wasn't as fat as I was. Nah, bitch, I was, bitch, eating all that natural shit, bitch. And, bitch, I had, bitch, so y'all can see if I'm giving trade, girl. Girl, hold on. You know what, Shakie? If you do it like this. All right, so, yeah, so, bitch, yeah. So, bitch, I turned to fish to trade in 2.3 seconds, bitch. It wasn't even, it didn't take long, bitch. And so, bitch, okay. Yeah, look. I was giving trade, for real. I was giving those trade, bitch. I was giving you trade. I was giving you trade, bitch. I was giving you dirty, dusty trade, bitch. On the phone. And it's me in person on the flip phone. Bitch. Let me put my earphones, girl. So I was giving you trade, bitch. I was giving you trade when I first came home, girl. Eat my pussy, I was giving those trade, girl. I was giving those trade. So anyway, so that's who was that's not shaking now, but this was the shaking that was doing it. So don't think, okay, oh, and so bitch, so I walk up, I'm like, yeah, mom, Zam. She put her run her hand through my dress. I'm like, yeah, son, yeah, I'm Zam. I'm home, this bitch. Yeah, you heard me? So bitch, um, so no, this is my sister. Did my sister looking like, bitch? What the fuck is going on? So short just think what I did was I'm like, yeah, I said, look, then my sister, you heard me, then my sister Tiff, the Tracy the Tiff, you heard me, Tracy, you know, Tracy, I'm looking at Tiff like Tracy want me to come, that's my baby, you know what I'm saying, I gotta go, you know, whatever. And so Tiff looking like, okay, I'm like, bitch, but I won't come see my niece and nephew, you heard me, you know what I'm saying, I won't see my kids and shit, you know what I'm saying, so, and so Tiff like, well, no, but I could just come get you from where you stay, it's like, I'm like, Tiff, bitch, I'm looking at this bitch like, bitch, I'm gonna bop you. Bitch, I'm going to bop you. Get me out of this. And so she finally realized, like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah, but she was like, you've been going all this time. You got the blah, blah, blah. So she went into that mode, her acting. And so Tracy was like, oh, well, yeah, go see your children. Just, we'll hook up and we'll link up when, whatever. I'm like, yeah, love, whatever. And I get a nasty old kiss in her mouth, bitch. Tongue that bitch down. Bitch, I tongue the bitch down, and then, bitch, short shit they go. We get in the car, and then Tiffany look like, bitch, what the fuck you got going on? I'm like, look, bitch, don't judge me. Drive this motherfucker. Let's go. The bitch is back. It's time to get this shit started. So, all right. I get out. Now I have a whole nother get out story, but this is just a Tracy get out story. So when I get out, I was like, the first time I went to Workout Wednesday in Baton Rouge. It was at Q45. I went with Peg and it might have just been me and Peg actually, Peg and somebody else. I can't remember. And so, bitch, I'll go there. Happens like it was either the last Wednesday in 2017 or the first Wednesday in 2018. It was real long time ago. And bitch, little man on the beats, bitch, I'm in there bopping. Bop, 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 bop. No, it don't. It never show you a release date on the website. Bop, 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 bop. I'm bopping, bitch. And all I feel, this is real talk what happened. All I feel is pop, something hit my head, and I see a bottle, like a plastic bottle, like this, hit the floor like a water bottle or something. But I'm like, oh, bitch, who the fuck playing with me, bitch? I turn around and I see Tracy right there. I said, oh, bitch, I'm about to kill you, bitch. And I run behind her and she run out. She run out the club, girl. She go sit in the car, bitch. She got the car in the lot. She in the lot. She go get in the car. I go out. She go out. And then I walk outside and I'm looking for this bitch like what? Cause I ain't see no car. But I finally see her in the car and she in the car with the doors locked, crying, talking about, you a punk. You a punk. You a punk. And I'm banging around with that bitch. Open this door, bitch. Open this door, bitch. Bitch, open this door, bitch. Open this fucking door, bitch. Cause I'm about to bop you, bitch. Open this fucking door. Open this fucking door. And so one of her friends, his name Tony, girl. I know Tony. Me and Tony. I know Tony from another life in another world. So Tony come up down like, girl, man, shake it, girl. You done made that girl mad, girl. You lied to that girl. I was in love with you, girl. What you mad for, girl? I'm like, I'm about to bop this. So don't throw no fucking body at me. You got me fucked up. Shake. And if she's Tony like, no, shake it. That's my car. Don't do no all that. Go do the go. Don't do all that. I'm like, girl, you lucky, girl. But never let me verse the picture. If I ever see you again, girl, I'm going to bop you, girl. No step, bitch. All right. So, I did see Tracy a few more times after that, and me and her are cool now. For that, I did apologize to her. I talked to her, and I did apologize to her, and explained to her, like, look, girl, we just looking for the same thing, girl, but you know, I just have to do what I gotta do. If you feel like I owe you something or something, girl, I'll look out for you when I can, bitch, but I'm broke. And she was like, no, it's good. I just take it as a lesson learned. So, yeah, bitch, I was bopping down, bitch. And so, bitch, so, what time it is? 51 minutes. All right, so listen. Let me give you a little preface about St. John Parish. Shit. And then I'm going to end it and come back. Okay? So, show us the bop. So St. John Parish was it was, like I said, it was small, and it was private, and it was private because, listen, when I first got in there, nobody wanted to be in a cell with me, and so there was like 2 or 3 cells open, but they all had something wrong with them. All the good cells was taken, and so nobody wanted me in the cell with them, which was fine with me, and so they put me in the cell the furthest to the back, but they had just installed a new shower. So I had a shower to myself. That was the best shower. The only thing that I had a problem with this cell was my shower, because it was new. Everything in that bitch was new. They didn't screw the thing on tight, and so it leaked. So every time I had to take a shower, I had to mop because it would leak water. Not bad, huge, not bad, so it was livable, but it was just aggravating. And so, boom. I had a cell all the way to the back to myself with a nasty old, hot-ass nasty old shower. Bitch, I live for that privacy. When I tell you I masturbated every 5 seconds, bitch, this is just real talk. We talking real, bitch. But, all right. So, bitch, I would go in my cell, bitch, just get buck naked, bitch, and go for what I knew. All right. So, so I get there, and I start to learn the people on the tier. Like I said, it was small. You want to see the bop again? Go on my Instagram. It's on there. Instagram at mcshakielive. I'll be bopping on there. So, this is still the phase. This is still the phase. And so, the mentality of the phase is still there. But here it's a little bit different because it's not as big as a 100-man tier where I was. And so I met a dude named Nussy. Now, Nussy was... No, let me stop it right there. I'm going to talk about that when... Yeah, and it felt so good to take a nasty old shit without having to do... Like I was just like, I could get... It was privacy that I had never seen before. So, let me end it. You a bug. So let me end it right here, and I will come right back, and I'm gonna just tell y'all in part 20 about this place and what I went through and the snack that I eventually got. I love y'all, and I will be right back.